A plane crashed into a car dealership in Marietta on Tuesday. We have updates on what the police are saying about the victims.
And I'm here at the Fab Fall Festival, and we are feeling fall vibes. Stay tuned for your weekly forecast.
I recognise, though, given the situation, I cannot deliver the mandate on which I was elected by the Conservative Party.
United Kingdom Prime Minister has decided to step down. How British Parliament is coping.
And find out the names of these baby big cat cubs later tonight. We have all this and more as your Thursday edition of TV2 News starts right now.
This is TV2 News.
Good Thursday evening, Portage County, and thank you for joining us. I'm Nathan Welsh.
And I'm Josh Aponte. We start tonight with updates on these cool temps we've been having. Now, Nathan, it is certainly feeling like we are getting into fall season outside.
I know. Let's take it to our weather correspondent, Collin Lewis, who is live from Fall Fest, and will tell us more about this fall weather. Collin?
Thank you, you two. Hello, everyone at Kent State and Portage County. My name is Collin Lewis, and I'm here in the Centennial Green with the annual Fab Fall Fest. This event features live music, snacks, coffee mug giveaways, and horse and carriage rides. You can see the line right behind me. Along with fall festivities, it certainly feels like fall out here. Currently in Kent, it is 46 degrees. It feels like it's 41. It sure is cold. Dew point's at 27 degrees, which makes humidity at 45%. Wind is an east-northeastern wind around 12 miles per hour, a little gusty, and visibility is about 25 miles. Let's zoom out and see Northeast Ohio. You can see across Northeast Ohio temps, definitely high 40s. As you get closer to the lake, you can see with Ashtabula, it is around 46. And as you get down to Mansfield around Worcester, it's 49, 48 degrees. So let's zoom out once again to the whole statewide temperatures. You can see the temps across Ohio look mid 50s, mid to low 50s. And as you get closer and closer to the lake, it gets around to high 40s, around 55 in Cincy and Athens, and 47 in Akron. All in all, it looks cold. So stay tuned for more information about your weekly weather. And Fall Fest lasts around until 6:30, so you still have some time to come out here and enjoy this fall weather. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thank you, Collin. Writer and showrunner Dan O'Shannon will be visiting Cleveland tomorrow for a free event. The event is called Behind the Camera, and O'Shannon will discuss his experience in writing and producing. O'Shannon is a Northeast Ohio native and has worked on some shows including Modern Family and Cheers. The event is free and is located at the Tri-C Metro campus, and doors open at 9 a.m. and the event starts at 10 a.m.
With elections coming up, USG is working to get students involved with politics. Flash's Vote Festival will be held tomorrow, October 21st, on Risman Plaza. The festival will start at 2 p.m. and will end at 6 p.m. USG invites students to attend and get important information on how to be part of elections, such as how to cast a ballot, where to go to vote, and more.
Ohio Supreme Court Justice Jennifer Brunner is making a visit to Kent. A vote gala is put on by the Federated Democratic Women of Portage County, which includes Brunner as a speaker, encouraging those to show up to the polls. The gala is the organization's annual fundraiser, which supports their work to elect Democrats in Portage County. The event is underway at the Kent American Legion until 7 p.m.
Young people have the dramatic ability to swing election results right now. Young people might not realize is how much power just your sheer numbers can have in transforming the election.
Gen Z and millennials might be able to change the outcome of the 2022 elections. Dr. Scranton, a University of Akron political science professor, said that the college students are the principal force that could define the results. However, the lack of participation and interest from these generations on these processes may not be noticeable unless they join forces and organize their participation. This year's midterm is on November 8th.
Stowe term limits might face some changes based on issues 25 and 26. Even though both issues deal with term limits for current officials, they are slightly different. Issue 25 was proposed by Stowe residents, and it only applies to the mayor, law director, and finance director, limiting their service to 2 consecutive 4-year terms. On the other hand, Issue 26 was proposed by City Council, and it applies to all of the city's elected positions. If both issues are approved by voters, the one with the most votes will take effect.
Ohioans are making sure that their voices will be heard at the polls. Since early voting has begun since last week, 943,105 voters have either already requested absentee ballots or have already voted. This is a 2.7% increase in early voters compared to the same time in 2018. Almost 72,000 have already cast their early ballots compared to 41,000 in 2018. The deadline to request an absentee ballot is November 1st, which is 3 days before the election.
Election day is in less than a month, and Democrat Nan Whaley is pinning her campaign to unseat Republican Governor Mike DeWine on one issue: abortion. Whaley is counting on voters knowing that Governor DeWine signed abortion restrictions into law. Also, she said abortion is the only thing people are talking about, and, quote, it is the issue, end quote. However, the polls don't agree. According to a poll released Monday, DeWine still led Whaley at 55.3%.
From the Ohio Supreme Court ruled that Cedar Point doesn't have to refund money to season pass holders with how the park handled the pandemic-shortened season in 2020. The unanimous court ruled that the park had the right to adjust the park dates and times without issuing refunds. The suit was a result of a Mayfield Heights season pass holder who sued Cedar Point for a breach of contract. The court noted that the park was able to do this because of its terms and conditions.
And multiple people were shot at a Cleveland barbershop earlier this afternoon. Police say 5 people were hurt in a drive-by shooting in the 4400 block of State Road. The extent of the victims' injuries remains unknown at this time. TV2 will continue to update you as we learn more.
About 40 seconds after that, as a matter of fact, witnesses and videotape evidence showed the airplane descending out of the sky at a very steep angle and impacting the ground.
The victims have now been identified in the Marietta plane crash that happened Tuesday. The plane crashed into the parking lot of a car dealership. The victims have been identified as Timothy Gifford of Orient, Ohio, who was a retired Columbus firefighter, and Eric Severs of Parkinsburg, West Virginia, who was a musician. The fire damaged several vehicles on the ground, but no one else was injured.
If you were intending on getting a head start on holiday gift shopping this Thanksgiving, you might need to change your plans.
The United Kingdom Prime Minister has stepped down. Stay tuned for how this will be handled by the British Parliament.
Welcome back. Tonight we have the latest stories in regards to businesses and companies for consumers.
We'll start with some new holiday jobs being offered by Amazon. Amazon has plans this holiday season to add more than 150,000 employees across the U.S., 1,000 of which the company intends on hiring at their Akron facility, which currently employs 5,000 people.
And Amazon plans on spending $1 billion in additional pay as they raise their starting rates to more than $19 an hour.
American Airlines has decided to eliminate first-class seats. The company will drop all first-class cabins on all international flights, replacing them with more business seats. The move was announced Thursday in response to customer demand. The company's chief commercial officer said that more business class seats is, quote, what our customers most want are more or willing to pay for.
Taking a trip to Washington, the Biden administration will invest around $53 million in the Women, Infants, and Children Nutrition Program. The grant is trying to outreach efforts, improve technology, and enhance the shopping experience for families receiving the Supplemental Nutritional Program, or WIC. The effort comes as the Biden administration seeks to boost food assistance and minimize hunger in the U.S.
Wonder where your pasta is coming from? Well, a federal judge has ruled that the company Barilla can't avoid a lawsuit over allegedly deceptive advertising about its pasta's origins. The brand slogan is Italy's #1 brand of pizza. Pasta. The lawsuit claims the slogan can lead customers to believe that pasta is actually made in Italy. The two customers that filed the lawsuit believe that the pasta was made in Italy, but it was actually manufactured in Iowa.
And if you were planning on going to Walmart, Target, or Best Buy during Thanksgiving, it won't be possible. The big retail chains will close their doors during this Turkey Day, a practice implemented during the pandemic, and it will become a company standard. However, we get to enjoy discounts earlier this year, since most of them launched promotions and sales events and plan to spread them out across the season.
Some Floridians will soon be able to buy medical marijuana while pumping gas at Circle K. The convenience store is partnering with Green Thumb Industries to put the product on its shelves. Eligible customers can purchase a variety of cannabis, including pre-rolls, gummies, and vapes. The dispensaries will be located in 10 locations across the state, next door to a corresponding Circle K location. Aponte Nutrition is taking some of the blame for the baby formula shortage and are trying to make amends. The company says it is planning to invest $500 million in a new factory to manufacture specialty infant formulas.
The shutdown of Abbott's infant nutrition plant in Sturgis, Michigan, and a recall of some of its products led to a formula shortage that is ongoing. Abbott says it is in the final stages of finding a site for its new factory. Some U.S. minorities are more likely to be hospitalized for the flu and less likely to be vaccinated, according to a new report from the CDC. The CDC's report shows flu shot uptake since 2010 has been consistently lower among Black, Hispanic, American Indian, and Alaska Native adults. They are also more likely to be hospitalized during flu season. Some reasons for these differences are the lack of health care, distrust in vaccines, and misinformation. On the other hand, more Americans have been receiving the updated COVID shots across the country. According to the CDC, 4.5 million Americans got the bivalent booster last week. A total of about 20 million Americans have received a bivalent booster, which is less than 10% of the eligible population. Health officials say COVID-19 cases are falling in the U.S., but fear that trend could reverse as the winter season arrives.
Keeping with COVID news, another COVID variant is on the rise. The co-director of the Center of Vaccine Development at Texas's Children's Hospital has named it the Scrabble variant. Some health experts say it could cause a surge this winter. Some cases have already been reported in Europe and Singapore. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says that these Scrabble variants are responsible for nearly a third of all the COVID-19 cases reported nationwide last week. And according to a new study, Black heart failure patients are less likely to get advanced therapies than white patients. A study was published Wednesday in the journal Circulation Heart Failure, said that white people were twice as likely as Black people to get a heart transplant or a ventricular assist device. Researchers found these procedures were performed in 11% of Black patients compared with 22% of white patients.
Welcome back to the weather. Let's see how the rest of this chilly day will be and see how the rest of the week will fare. Tonight's weather is around 9 p.m. to 3 a.m. You can see it's going to get cooler and cooler, but less cloudy and less cloudy. Let's see how that affects tomorrow. As you can see for tomorrow, it is sunny and 63. It is clearing up. A low of 34 degrees, but no rain at all, and visibility will be about 20 to 22 miles. Sunset is about around 6:37. Definitely a good day to stargaze. And wind will be about 7 to 13 miles per hour, so not as gusty as today. Let's look at our 7-day forecast. You can see it is Sunday from tomorrow all the way to Monday, so all weekend will be nice and sunny, getting up to temperatures above 72 degrees, but it will get cloudy and rainy around midweek. You can see 30% rain around Wednesday. That will get a little cooler, but things are heating up once more. This has been your weather. Tune into the news and go to kentwire.com to see more forecasts and weather updates. Thank you very much.
The superintendent of Uvalde's Texas School District, Hal Harrell, officially retired at a school board meeting Wednesday night. Harrell announced his departure after 11 continuous days of sit-in protests at the administration building, staged by the families of the victims from the May 24th massacre. An interim replacement was named as the search for a new district chief continues.
Tensions rise between the U.S. and Britain over the death of a British motorcyclist who was hit by an American woman. The woman happens to be the wife of a United States diplomat. Anne Sakulas pleaded guilty to the careless driving in the death of the motorcyclist Harry Dunn. The accident occurred 3 years ago, and she was able to leave the UK because of the diplomatic immunity. She made a virtual appearance at a British court on Thursday and could potentially face 5 years in jail or community service time.
I have therefore spoken to His Majesty the King to notify him that I am resigning as leader of the Conservative Party.
Liz Truss has stepped down as the United Kingdom's Prime Minister. This comes just days after her finance minister reversed virtually all of her planned tax cuts. These tax cuts, reminiscent of Thatcherite austerity, sent the country into economic and political turmoil. The UK Conservative Party is already making plans to replace her in just 1 week. A decision could be made as soon as Monday.
Look, she was a good partner on Russia and Ukraine, and the British are going to solve their problems, but she was a good partner.
As President Biden left the White House to board the Marine One, he was asked questions regarding the economy, his campaign, and abortions. He told the media he is not worried about the current status of the United States economy at this point in time, and that there are 15 candidates campaigning with him. Biden also said that there should be regulations on abortions as he boarded the aircraft.
President Joe Biden is scheduled to speak at the Fern Hollow Bridge in Pittsburgh today, which is currently under construction after it collapsed in January. Biden will talk about the bipartisan infrastructure law, which has earmarked $40 billion toward bridge work nationwide over the next 5 years. He will also travel to Philadelphia today for a fundraiser for Democratic Senate nominee John Fetterman.
A critically endangered species welcomes some baby cubs to the London Zoo. Stay tuned for some more adorable information on these little guys.
Will there be a Thursday night football matchup that features multiple touchdowns? Saints Cardinals preview is coming up.
The College of Public Health at Kent State University prepares students for careers in some of today's most exciting health fields. Public health professionals impact lives by monitoring clinical trials, advocating for mental health, supporting active lifestyles, and more. The College of Public Health also offers open courses for any major, including its most famous course, Zombie Outbreak. Public health students can even study abroad and are encouraged to join the Public Health Student Alliance. For more information, visit kent.edu/public health. Public health, solving our problems together.
And now, your TV2 Sports Report.
A group of prominent Iranian sports figures are calling on FIFA to ban the Iranian Football Federation from competing in the 2022 Qatar World Cup. A law firm has sent a letter to FIFA on behalf of the sports stars.
A press release issued alongside the letter demands dissociation of Iran's brutality from the sporting world. The World Cup takes place in 1 month, starting November 20th.
And Nathan, I don't know about you, but I am so excited that Cleveland Cavaliers basketball is back.
That's right, basketball season is finally back for Cavs fans, so let's take it over to Ryan Shanko in sports.
That's right, guys, but before we get into Cavalier basketball, we're going to start on the pitch this Thursday evening with Kent State women's soccer. Like I said, we start with Kent State women's soccer, who is set to square off with Ball State this evening at 7 p.m. in Dick Stadium. KSU is riding the momentum of a 5-game unbeaten streak and will look to make it 6 tonight against a Ball State squad that has won 5 of their last 7 matches. Follow along at kentstatesports.com. Now we pivot to the gridiron. Let's take a look at college football's most prestigious award, the Heisman Trophy. As we have reached the midpoint of this season, it's now a great time to talk about this year's frontrunners to win college football's Holy Grail. To me, there are 3 players who have separated themselves from the pack this season, and those players are Alabama quarterback and last year's Heisman winner Bryce Young, Tennessee quarterback Hendon Hooker, and Ohio State quarterback C.J. Stroud. These 3 QBs have led their teams to a combined 18-1 record this year, with the only loss being Alabama falling to Hendon Hooker's Volunteers last Saturday. That is why, if the season ended right now, I would give the Heisman to Hendon Hooker. He has undoubtedly been the best quarterback and player overall in the nation this year. And now we're going to go up north of the border for the Cleveland Cavaliers season opener. We see a Scotty Barnes 3 right there. He was Rookie of the Year last season, and then Jared Allen denies Barnes at the rim. And wait a second, is that a 7-footer? Is that Evan Mobley running the point guard doing his best Darius Garland impersonation? And now we're deep in the 4th quarter, and Barnes gives the Raptors the lead with that dunk, and they would not give it back. Barnes gets it in here. He's going to find Precious Achiuwa, who slams it down with 0.7 seconds to go, and that would do it. The Cavs fall to the Raptors 108-105, but Donovan Mitchell did impress. Now it's time to talk about Thursday night football. Tonight's matchup between the New Orleans Saints and Arizona Cardinals is set to begin at 8:20. It's no secret, Thursday night football has been a disaster so far this season. 40 total points and only 1 touchdown over the last 2 weeks. That being said, I think this week Kyler Murray will finally break out and have a game he's used to having, a 3-touchdown outing that leads Arizona to a 24-14 win. And that's going to do it for me tonight. I've been Ryan Shanko with your TV2 Sports Report. Have a safe and wonderful evening, and until next time, thanks for rocking with me.
Dogs are a man's best friend, but what about a viral internet sensation? Well, stay tuned to see how this doggo is taking his talents online.
Tomorrow's news leaders.
Today's top stories.
From an award-winning student newsroom.
This is TV2 News, truly Portage County.
Inca, Zach, and Crispin. These are the names of these critically endangered Sumatran tiger cubs, born in June at the London Zoo. The newly announced names have been chosen by the Zoological Society of London supporters, who won the chance to name them at a charity auction last month. One of the tiger keepers looking after the trio says the names are great for the feisty cubs, now 4 months old.
For a cop dog on the front lines, walking the beat can be rough. Thankfully, this one has a lot of support, not only from his brethren in blue, but his thousands of followers on social media. He was found by an officer in 2019 near his police station, abandoned, injured, and hungry, before becoming a lovable law enforcement mascot and viral sensation. With his shades, badge, uniform, and even a teeny tiny doggone gun. This pup is now one popular pawficer of the law with some 120K Instagram followers and counting.
And that is all the time we have for today. Thank you for joining us.
For updates on all of these stories and more, visit our website at kentwired.com and our social media on all platforms at KentWired. I'm Josh Aponte.
And I've been Nathan Welsh. Have a great night, Portage County.
This is Portage County's TV2, broadcasting from the campus of Kent State University. Streaming online at kentwired.com.